a smoker. That's Ronnie Osmer in the 99, a second car for Thomas Prater, and that brings out our first caution. And then we've got more problems in turn number 4. Andy Seiss has gone around in the 02 car.
That's the 52 of Will Rogers right there in front of your screen. The Dryden car. That's the same car that Austin won the championship with last year.
He was having such a good run. He had moved up about 15 spots. Cody Robaugh in the number 7 Grant County Mulch car as well. There's the 99. Osmer we saw first. There's Robaugh rolling on pit road. There's Seiss, who had that runner-up finish at Talladega last year. And then Will Rogers in the Dryden Ford for Ken Schrader Racing. Also significant damage as Robaugh drives straight back to the garage.
I'm not sure whether those cars got in the oil from the 99 or whether they maybe somebody jumped out of the gas to avoid the 99. Let's see what happens here. That's the leaders going by that 99. You see the 27 of Travis Braden go down on the inside.
There's Robaugh up above him, and he gets by. And then 52 car.
Andy Seiss actually looks like he was coming down to try to get back in line on the bottom, and they may have made contact there. That's where they've already got into each other.
So something happened after they got by the 99.
Yeah, and I think Will Rogers in the 52 was just an innocent victim there with nowhere to go.
2 cars going for the same real estate.
See if we can see anything on board with Gus Dean.
Watch Andy Seiss in the 02 as they get by this 99 car.
Here we go. There's the first contact.
It didn't look like Andy knew that the car was beneath him. Kept coming down. They made contact.
Look to check the left and right front for Gus Dean, too. He might have taken a little bit. This is Travis Braden, the 27 we saw had to dodge that slow car.
Can't go below the double yellow line to improve your position, but you certainly can to avoid. Look at the damaged left front tire, tore that fender off that 32 Gree car.
Fifth, there's Zane Smith, who dominated early in the black and yellow 41 in 6. Sean Core in 7. Quinn Houff is up in the top 3 or 4 for a while. He's back in 8th, and we've got a smoker and a caution for Grant Quinlan in the 30 car. Is that a tire rub?
Looks like an engine. Looks like an awful lot of smoke there.
Yeah, it's a lot of smoke.
Tough break for that young Canadian. This will give these guys an opportunity to come down pit road if they need it. I think this is going to be enough insurance to get them in their window to keep the track position, stay on the racetrack, but you never know. You can go multiple laps in overtime too, but I think we may have a mix. If I'm towards the back of this lead group, I'm going to come in, top it off. Maybe even put right side tires on. They say these journal tires aren't even wearing any. They don't think they need to change tires, but just as a precaution, maybe put some tires on it, dump a little fuel in it. But if I'm up front, Austin, I think I stay there.
Absolutely, stay out. Track position's key.
We've still got an awful lot of cars on the lead lap, though. What about 30 cars on the lead lap? So that's a lot of track position to go back and try to make that up in less than 40 laps. We'll see if we have any takers here for our second caution of the day.
Pit road will be open this time. The green light is out.
I think that's Chase Purdy right behind Core. In that red Bama Buggies car, it is. He's taking a peek below and going below that double yellow line. Can't pass going below there.
He had a lane for a moment, then Sean Core closed it up. Ooh.
And a big crash, spinning, turning, the 33 of Daniel Sassnitz. Caution number 3 at Daytona.
Big impact.
Okay, Daniel was running in the 26th position. There's a 22 also. Ed Pompa. Ed was running back in 30th.
Pompa driving for Andy Hillenberg's team with owner's points from Chad Bryant, the former Cunningham team.
There's a second generation ARCA racer, Andrew Belmont. His dad Andy had so much success here in the series years ago. First start here at Daytona for Andrew with some damage.
There's Pompa driving the 22 car.
There's Andrew. Belmont driving away. Doesn't appear to be a great deal of damage to that mod space car.
So Creed was the leader with Gregson, Braden, Zane Smith, and Sean Core.
Creed and Gregson worked so well together to get out that big lead, but now remember they're going to be split up because when they have this restart, they're going to start side by side.
So who leads may be determined by Travis Braden and Zane Smith.
Yeah, and if I'm Creed, I know Zane Smith is my teammate, so I'm going to restart this race from the outside because I know I have my teammate Zane Smith in the 41 pushing me.
And there's the 33 go around. Daniel Sasnet making his first ARCA start. He's a former Richard Petty driving experience instructor. He's getting an opportunity here in the second car for Wintron Racing.
As a teammate to Gus Dean. See a lot of damage to the front of that car. Ed Pompa crawls out of the 22. One of Andy Hillenberg's entries.
You know, the trial was not that wide at Daytona, so it seems like every year we see large wrecks, and most times it's just guys run out of space.
Yeah, there's Daniel Sasnick getting out of his car. That's a good sign right there.
We never saw a great look at it, but it looked like a pretty heavy impact. So good to see that Daniel Sasnick is out, and let's go back and try to find out what happened.
Looks like they just get seized up. Looks like the 63 of Dave Mader III gets into the back of the 33 and turns him around. That's what's going to send him to the outside wall. They just kind of got bottled up a little bit on the inside, it looked like. And the farther back you go, the less time you have to react.
On board with Natalie Decker.
Whoa, checked up. Amazing. What a great job she did. You could hear her get out of the throttle. She had hardly any time to react.
That's impressive.
It certainly was. Pretty hard contact with the outside safer barrier.
And what we saw from Natalie Decker, who's had a fast car, that's the detriment. That's one of the things that happens when you fall further back in the field. Running in the 20, she's 22nd right now.
Yeah, these guys were trying to avoid her as they got by the incident. You see a lot of damage to Ed Pompa's car as he makes contact with Andrew Belmont.
To the lead pack.
Well, there we go.
Wreck.
Core, Half, Lamastus, and Doza all involved. Semi-big one here at Daytona. Caution number 4.
The 98 of Hoff just didn't give him enough room.
Guys, we saw that coming from miles away.
Yeah, three-quarters of a lap before that, anyway. It's going to be a break for Natalie Decker, but what a tough break for Brian Doza. He was doing a nice job staying up there running in the lead pack.
And I might have said Core, but that was John Ferrier, his teammate, that was involved there. Core is still the leader, and he's fine. So that's Ferrier that was involved in the 46 for Empire Racing. That's Doza there. In the OB Builders Chevrolet. There's the 46. That's Ferrier.
Been so impressed with the resilience of these 5-star bodies, these composite bodies.
They can only take so much.
Yeah, they've been some hard hits here. You see the damage to Chad Bryant's number 77, driven by Bo Lamastus. See the right side damage.
Tough ending for them.
Yeah.
He finished 6th here a couple of years ago at Daytona. Let's go back and see how this started. We'd earlier seen a big wiggle for Gus Dean.
There's going to be contact. Gus is going to make contact with the 8 right there. They make contact, and that slows the entire field up now. See, now that puts them 3 wide. And as we did, they're going to go by the start-finish line, and then we get down to turn number 1. The 98 of Half is trying to go around the outside of Dean in the 32, and we get down to the corner, and he just doesn't give him any room. He turns in the corner like he's not there and squeezes him. And that's what causes this melee. Tom Hessert very fortunate, along with Michael Self, to get by on the inside.
So I think Gus Dean got out of that. He's still shown in 10th position.
There's another view of that initial contact between Gus Dean and the 8 of Chase Purdy. Hoff does a nice job avoiding the 32 of Dean right there. But they get down to the corner. Watch them squeeze right here, guys.
Just not enough room. And once the cars get attached, it's over.
See, Leilani, watch her in the green car. She's going to make evasive action. You see the green and white car go by Michael Self. That was Tom Hessert above Michael Self. Leilani does a nice job driving by before they come down off the banks. Bobby Gerhardt getting through.
Here's Gus Deans on board, and watch him squeeze through this. More damage possibly now to the right front of his car.
Thomas Prater getting by on the outside with that 9 car.
So this works out for some that have been quick, like Zane Smith, who's lost all kinds of track position. Maybe he still has life running in 17th.
Yeah, Tom Hessert, Michael Self, who would drop back a little ways. Now they're back up in the top 15. Natalie Decker is able to make a pit stop and work on her car.
Gregson a car length behind. Another car length back to Braden. Here comes Corrigan in that blue 43 on the top side with a good push from Purdy. And they're wrecking. Holmes is going around and upside down. Zane Smith around. A big win here in Daytona, but keep in mind, this is not the finish of this race. We will see a one-lap shootout to determine this one. So another restart coming. And that's Holmes on his side. Thompson also comes to a stop, and multiple cars involved here on the final lap at Daytona.
There's the 32 of Gus Dean.
He survived the early contact, a couple of more near misses with contact. His day looks like it will come to a close, and we will have a red flag.
We could feel the energy building from up here.
Yeah, and you just fight for space, and you get to the last lap, and you know if you give up 3 or 4 feet, then you're probably not going to get it back.
There's Mark Thompson, who's having such a good run. We see him moving around in the car.
Winning that down.
I want to see Brett Holmes, who is on his side. There's Brett moving around. That's Gus Dean, I'm sorry. That's Gus Dean. He says he's okay.
He gave that car a great ride after all that damage he got earlier in the race.
And through all of that, Sean Corr is shown in second position. But we'll wait and see how this all plays out once they get things settled in.
Yeah, it all depends on when the ARCA racing officials put the caution flag out, because you cannot advance your position once the caution flag is displayed.
Schedule. It's at Daytona International Raceway. Sheldon Creed, the young superstar, on the bottom side in the white number 28 United Rentals MDM Motorsports Toyota. The 43 on the top side is 33-year-old Sean Corr in the Empire Racing Ford, and a half dozen others still have a chance to get it done. Pace car is off. Creed controls the restart. He's got his teammate Chase Purdy pushing him on the bottom. Here we go with 1 to go at Daytona. And Creed has the early jump, but Corr is trying to come around the outside with Braden giving him a shove.
Good pushes from the second row for both these guys. Look at him push.
Self is still there, back in 5th position. The front 2 rows, side by side, nose to tail, bumper to bumper. Corr in front, wiggles a bit. Corr on the backstretch. Coming right back is Sheldon Creed. They're still side by side going into 3.
Let's see who gets the advantage going in 3.
Creed on the bottom side. Big Purdy is going around, hard in the wall. Corr goes with him. Caution. And we'll try again.
Michael Self, Willie Mullins are the first 2 cars to get through there.
Riley Herbst also involved.
A lot of cars involved in that incident. There's Travis Braden. Look at all the damage to that 27 car.
Oh my, we are going to get a wild card winner here at Daytona. With the leaders coming together with 1 turn to go.